Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope you're having a really good start to your week. It's only 9:15, so we're only like 15 minutes into the working week. But have you hit the ground running? Are you up and running insanely fast? I literally just went out then just to get some fresh air because today is our monthly Catalyst catch up. So we've got a whole day together today as the Catalyst crew to work through some stuff, which is very exciting. So I've got a list of questions and things that I want to talk about and get some support with. So that's today, which is why I am up and running nice and early. So if you're watching, come and say hi. And if you're watching this on replay, as always, give me a hashtag replay. So I wanted to just very, very quickly this morning, because I don't have a huge amount of time, come and talk to you about giving yourself permission. There's two sides to this, actually. Giving yourself permission and getting permission. Two different things. And for me, they are... morning, Liz. These are the two absolute foundations, morning, Ruth, of sales. Asking for permission or getting permission and giving yourself permission. So when we find ourselves in a position where we just don't want to make calls, right? Because this is what we're talking about, sales calls. When you find yourself in that position where you just don't want to make sales calls, you have to find a way to give yourself permission to do that, or a way to get permission. And this is the piece of the puzzle that a lot of people miss. What we don't want to be doing is going out there just blanket cold calling people, okay? Because we just don't want to get into that position. Like, we don't want to be those people that are known for just blanket getting people's numbers, cold calling them, and trying to ram our stuff down their throat. If you do that, of course it's going to work eventually. You know, if you throw enough mud at the wall, eventually some of it is going to stick. But what you're going to end up doing is going to end up really annoying the people that don't want to speak to you, or that aren't ready to buy from you, or that are not interested in your product at all. And that's the last thing we want. You don't want to get a reputation for being that person. So it's all about permission. It's all about making sure we have permission to make that call in the first place. Now, this is really easy if you run a webinar, or you do a 5-day challenge, or you have some kind of lead magnet. Because when you collect the information for those things, we ask for name, email address, and phone number. Now, if somebody gives you their phone number, they are giving you permission to call them. Otherwise, why would they give it to you? If somebody doesn't want you to call them, they're not going to give you their phone number. So it really is that simple. People give you their phone number because they know you, they like you, they trust you. And that's ultimately what we're trying to build up by doing these sales calls. So if somebody gives you their phone number, that straight away is permission. It's permission to reach out to them. Now, it's not permission to sell to them at all. It's not permission to try and ram something down their throat, but it's permission to take things to the next level. It's the next step to be able to talk to them. It's like dating, right? Helen always uses this as an analogy when she talks about her 5-day challenge, that people flirt with her and eventually they're ready to start dating her by the end of it. And it is a bit like dating. You know, these people are giving you their phone number. And if you go on a date or you meet someone and you ask for their phone number, they don't just give you their phone number and then never expect you to call them. They give you the number because that's what they want. They want the next step on that journey. So you already have their permission to reach out and speak to them. Now, every time we move on to the next step, so this is like permission to engage with them initially. So I talk about engage, convert, and sell. They're like the 3 steps. So you've got permission to engage with them. Next, you need permission to convert them. So it's thinking about those next steps. How do we do that next thing? So what is your conversion mechanism? For a lot of people, it is the challenge, the webinar, the free lead magnet. So when you talk to them on the phone and we do the conversion bit of this, you can ask them about the freebie that they've just downloaded, or the thing that the event that they came to a couple of days ago. And if they haven't been to anything like that, and they've, you know, if they've let's say they started with a lead magnet and you want to get them onto the webinar next, then you ask permission to convert them. Can I sign you up for the next webinar? So again, it's permission, permission, permission. The thing that people really hate is being sold to. People absolutely hate being sold to, but they love to buy. So if you allow them to think they're the ones making the decision, then you actually hold all the power. So by asking permission every single step of this journey, you are giving them control of the situation. What they don't know is actually you are steering the conversation in the way you want to do it. But still, ultimate control is with the person that you're on the phone to, your ideal client, because at any point they can say no, and that's it. That's the end. We're not going to push it. If you say, can I sign you up to the next webinar? And they say no, then that's fine. We're not going to sign them up. So we've engaged them, we've converted them, or we've put them into a conversion mechanism. The final thing is to sell. And again, it's asking for permission. Can I give you a suggestion of how I think you can solve your problems? We structure our sales calls in a way that we really understand their problems. We get them to tell us their problems, and we can then say to them, can I give you a suggestion? Can I tell you how I think I could help you? Again, permission, permission, permission. Can I tell you? If they say no, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to go any further with it. I'm not going to push you. I can't think of a time when anybody has actually said no to me with this stuff, but you are putting it in their corner. They have ultimate control of this situation. Once we say to them, can I tell you how I can help you? You can gauge how they feel about it. And then, can I send you the landing page? Can I send you the payment link? Can I send you an invoice? Can we set up a call to discuss this in more detail? It's always asking permission. Now, there's an old kind of philosophy with sales that you have to be much more pushy than that, and to just tell them what you're going to do. I'm going to send you this thing. I'm going to do this for you. And in my experience, you just annoy people. It happened to me not that long ago. I went to a trade show, and there was a particular company there, an IT company, that they bought the exhibitor list. So I didn't even go to their stand. I didn't give them my details. They bought the exhibitor list, so they got my details through it. And they phoned me and said that they wanted to talk to me about my IT stuff. And I said to them, I'm not in a position to want to engage with this. I'm financially not in a position to be able to take anything like this on board. It's not something I need. It's not something I'm interested in. And they pushed and they pushed and they pushed. And what actually happened in the end was the guy said to me, he asked me he asked me what server I was using for my emails. And I told him, and he said, are you encountering this problem? And I said, yeah, I am actually. And he said, I'm going to set up a call with you. I'm going to send you a link to a call for a Zoom call, and I'll talk you through how to fix it. So I was like, okay. I mean, he told me he was going to do it. He didn't ask me, but I was like, okay, if you can fix this problem I'm having, then that's fine. And then he sent me through an invite to this meeting, and the meeting was titled Paul Green Sales Call. I was like, hang on a minute. I'm not here to be sold to. I've told you I'm not interested in your services. So I replied and said, look, if this is a sales call, I'm not interested. I've already said I'm not going to buy from you. Definitely not going to buy from you. So that kind of pushy thing for me just doesn't work. Sales can be a slow burner. It's absolutely fine to be a slow burner. Now, what we find with sales is that it works really quick, and it's probably one of the quickest ways of doing anything. If you rely on marketing to bring your clients in, think about putting a sales process in, because you will convert people a lot quicker by picking up the phone and actually speaking to them than you will by just drip feeding marketing to them over the course of a few months. But there will be people in your world that will take time, and that they will be a slow burn, and that's absolutely fine. You don't have to convert somebody the second you meet them. But it's really easy to turn that person off from ever wanting to work from you again. So there's a real fine line with sales between pushing someone over the line or helping somebody get over the line, helping them get off the fence if they're a bit unsure, and being pushy and pushing somebody into something that they really don't want. Fundamentally, I'm not teaching people who have sales teams. I'm teaching entrepreneurs that are on their own to do their own sales calls. And I always say this in Helen's World, that if I push someone into a sale that they don't want, I have to deal with them. I have to deal with that person further down the line. So why would I push anybody into a situation that they don't want to be in? Because I don't want to have to deal with them. I don't have to deal with the defaulting payments. I don't have to deal with the angry people asking for a refund. I just don't, I just don't want that headache. So why would I sell, why would I push people into a sale that they don't want to make, or that they don't want to do? So that's it. Nice, simple, straightforward. Give yourself permission. Whenever you're on the phone talking to a client, give yourself permission. Ask for their permission every single step of the way. And I can tell you this will work so much better for you, flow much more better than if you were really pushy. Last thing before I head off for my Catalyst Day is tomorrow is the webinar Pilot Your Sales Masterclass, an hour of how to do this in your own business, how to get comfortable picking up the phone. We're not going to go too deep into sales strategy or into how to implement your own sales strategy. This is just going to be how to get over those blocks about picking up the phone and calling your clients. So there'll be some hints and tips in there on what you should be doing, how you should be talking to them, all that kind of stuff. But it'll be much more about the mindset around sales calls, why we should be doing them, how you can do them in a non-sleazy way, how you can use them to engage, convert, and maximize your revenue in your business. And it all does start with getting comfortable picking up the phone. So there's a link somewhere around this video, probably above it. Click to sign up. It's 12 o'clock tomorrow, me and Helen Pritchard. We're also going to talk you through the last launch that we did together, a behind the scenes look at how we make this work on scale and the results we get from it. And there will be a replay as always. There is also going to be a prize, which I'm still figuring out. So I'm going to be giving away a prize on the webinar. So sign up for that. If you want something for free, sign up for the webinar. Have a fantastic Monday, everyone, and I will catch up with you soon.